Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Twin Cities Film Festival presented by Stearns Bank. My name is Ernest Howard, and we are here with the lovely
Monique of OMG Studios.
of ONG Studios, the director of the film The Reckoning of Juneteenth.
Well, let's get that right now.
Juneteenth, The Reckoning of Slavery. I'm sorry.
Minnesota African American history.
Okay, let's get the whole name. Let's get the whole name.
Right.
Say the whole name for us.
The film is called Juneteenth, Reckoning with Slavery, Minnesota African American History.
Okay. Well, I apologize for disrespecting that name. Give us a. Exactly. That is a mouthful. That is a mouthful. I tried to break it down, but tell us a little bit about yourself and how this film came about.
Well, we are filmmakers, of course, in the Twin Cities, and we produce films. This is actually our fifth Juneteenth film, and this film is oh, wow. This was a beautiful project. We actually filmed the first part of it in Africa, in a tribe in Africa, immersed in a tribe, the Akwamu tribe, with an actual king, queen, chiefs in the Akwamu traditional area. And so the story is we wanted to originate and get into the roots of slavery. So we went to Africa to tell the story of the transatlantic slave trade. And then we brought the story to Minnesota. To recognize that Minnesota, being a free territory, actually had legalized slavery.
Well, thank you. Wow, that I can only imagine the amount of effort that it took to create this project. And before we move on, introduce this young lady standing next to you.
The beautiful Tiara Oso. And what's beautiful about the film is that it features the Black Youth Healing Arts Center. So what Tiara leads is and I'll let her talk about the Black Youth Healing Arts Center, but in the film it was important for us not to stay at Juneteenth and slavery. So at the end of the film, we concluded with talking about where do we go from here with the audience and coming up with whether it's a plan when we leave, but we wanted to really make it positive and productive of having a conversation of where do we go from here.
Wow.
Tiara, in the film, you will see that her artistry, the beauty of what the Black Youth Healing Arts Center does is healing work and breathing. So she and 3 other youth introduce healing as a breathing practice and through drumming. And so, Tiara, talk about the Black Youth Healing Arts.
Yes, Tiara, give us your experience and what you take from this film.
Oh my gosh, there's so much. So we talk about the healing, right? We talk about breath work and really understanding the biology of stress. That's what we do with the Irreducible Grace Foundation. And then we opened a building in 2022 called the Black Youth Healing Arts Center. And what I do is I teach drumming on Wednesday nights, so anybody can come. We're really about making safe spaces with youth of color, specifically 13 to 26. So we're all intergenerational. This is a part of the answer to what do we do now. You know, we take care of ourselves, we heal in community, we learn about our ancestors, Pan-Africanism. I grew up in St. Paul learning about bomba, so this is traditional Afro-Puerto Rican music. This is what our ancestors were doing to heal themselves when they were enslaved in Puerto Rico. So we talk about that a little bit in the film. We talk about healing and really like words and things that are empowering to us that we want to share with the world so others can really look at themselves and be their best selves and understand themselves so we can understand each other and really just, you know, live our best lives.
Oh, wow. So during the process of this film, were there any challenges or any highlights that stand out during the making of this film that just really stuck with you?
Yes, not knowing the history that we were pursuing. So the film is based on a book by Dr. Christopher Lehman, and his book is called Slavery's Reach, which tells this history. And so not knowing this history and knowing that there are street signs in the neighborhood or where our studio resides that were named after Southern plantation owners. So there was a lot in the film that was really about educating and learning this history and then what do we do with it? Now that we know it, what do we do with it? And coming up with an action plan. And I would say the other highlight beautifully was being immersed in the village, in the Aquamu village, that was very traditional and cultural, and the foods, and having this communion really with the tribe, with the delegation that we had taken. So Mayor Carter wrote a proclamation that we delivered to the tribe, about 25 of us. And in reading the proclamation to the tribal members and the chiefs, just seeing their reaction, right? That we're coming to confront our history. So you'll see in the beginning of the film that he actually apologizes for his ancestors enslaving ours, because he's the present king sitting on the stool today. He felt that's his responsibility. And so that was a big moment for me. I'd like to ask Tiara.
Wow.
I would say piggybacking on that too, we've been able to do community conversations and talk deeper about this. We were talking yesterday in Waite Park by St. Cloud, and Kevin was talking about how public apologies have been actually helpful in communities. So I think that's really beautiful, like a post-production thing that I am seeing, how the impact of this film is really creating mindset shifts for us. I ended up going to Ghana too, and I met the Aquamu King too, and it was really beautiful to see that he said that us coming back to the motherland really was his family coming back, and him seeing that we're okay. So really being in Ghana felt like, oh my gosh, I have family that misses me and wonders how I am, and when I go back, they're gonna say, I love you, right? Like to think your family's on the other side of the world too is really beautiful. So we talk about unity. I see some folks, some friends over here. I don't know if they can run in here, but we talk about unity. We talk about mindset shifts and doing healthy things for ourselves instead of detrimental things that have been harmful to us. So.
And you said it right, that these conversations that happen after the film. So we're in a film tour. We have 2 more screenings coming up, one in Rochester on the 26th, and then the last one in Duluth on November 9th. And the discussions that follow the film are critical, because we're talking with community and we're hearing how they feel about where do we go from here? What is it that's important that they learned from the film? So yeah, so we welcome everyone. Come to the screenings. With the support of Minnesota Humanities, who co-produced the film with me, we're able to offer tickets free at all of our screenings. So please come out.
Wow, thank you guys so much. It sounds like you guys are very passionate about this, because you should be. It's our history and things that really move the world. So thank you for that. And one last thing before we go, if you can give the inspiring writers, the inspiring people that's out to do great things in this world, some words of advice, what would that be unto them?
Well, I would say, really, this work we do is about passing on knowledge to youth. Our focus at OMG Media is developing youth, and really that's who is a priority. And we have to make young people the priority in everything that we do. So really that's what I would pass on.
What about you?
I would say to learn how to slow down and to be able to go inward and remember who you are. Think about who you are, who you want to be, because your thoughts and your actions are going to be led by what your mindset is. So if you can quiet down and think about that instead of feeling like urgent white supremacy, like I gotta do it for the man culture, right? Like slow it down and really think about what you want to do in your life, about the people around you, about the beautiful things. Play the gratitude game where you pick 4 things that you're grateful for and say it out loud with that family member, a friend, things like that. Like take care of yourself, because you're gonna really be so impactful and live a beautiful life if you do that.
And pass that on to the next generation. Please breathe and pass it on. Yeah.
And where can we find you on social media or any platforms where we can find you and support you guys?
Yes, at OMG Media, and the O is a 0. So at OMG Media on all the social platforms, and you can actually watch the film online at omgmediasolutions.com.
Thank you. And where can we find you?
I'm Tiara Oso, so you can look me up, Google me, look at my Instagram, my YouTube, whatever. It's TearraOso.
Well, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you and hope that you enjoy not only your film, but all of the others. Thank you so much.
Thank you.